Here, throughout our newscast, we have been talking about how the river water season is here, and that's a big thing for you guys. Can you talk to me a little bit about the Rio Grande water and when it comes to play for you guys?
Right, so we're very excited that the river's here. Last week they opened the gates at Caballo, and we watched it move about 1.5 miles per hour, over 100 miles to get down to here. At 3 o'clock on Monday, it was in Benton, and so we're glad that it's here. We have 2 water treatment plants, one down by the Chihuahuas baseball stadium, another one down in the lower valley, and they're going to start using this river water pretty soon. They got to get all the sediment removed, get it clean so the customers can drink the water.
So tell us a little bit about the importance of when we start getting that river water. Why is it important for people here in the borderland?
You know, when we get a river supply, it's over half of our supply. So it's a very important component of our water supply. So we want to maximize its use when it's here. And then now that we're in drought, you know, we have river, but we want our customers to be very mindful of our conservation ordinance that even odd watering, time of day watering, that really helps us manage our drought conditions.
Can you tell me a little bit about the process when people think about the river water being in the borderland, but what you guys do at El Paso Water is you guys treat it so it's good for drinking. Can you talk to us through that process?
So I think everybody gets a picture of what the Rio Grande looks like. It looks like maybe chocolate, right? So that's sediment. We have to let the sediment settle out of the water, and once the sediment settles out, then there's things in it like bacteria that we have to get rid of, and we do that with chlorine. So it's a disinfection process and getting rid of the sediment, and then it's good to go.
With that, and when we're talking about the river and the treatment, and of course in the borderland, we've been talking about drought conditions. And drought is something that's so broad, we hear about it all the time. But what does drought mean for you guys? And what is it what aspect of drought do you guys actually look out for?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. We're in a desert, I think we all know that. And typically, being in a desert, you're in a drought every year based on rainfall. So this year, I think we're getting 4 inches. That's very low for us. Normally, we might get 9 or 10 inches. That's still a drought. But drought for El Paso Water means how much river water we're getting. This year, the river season starts in early June, ends in mid-August. About 7 weeks, right? 77 days is what we say. Last year we had a full river supply March through October. So that's the difference. And then when we don't have river water, we have to pump more and more of our groundwater.
And with that, of course, we're talking about how this season is a lot shorter. So what are some water conservation efforts that you guys do at EPWater and that people at home can do as well to make sure they're just mindful?
Yeah, so that's a very good point that conservation really helps us. We're very proud of our public, our customers, because we really think that they appreciate conservation and its importance. Even odd watering is crucial. No watering on Monday. Your address tells you which days you can water on. Time of day is very important. You know, if you think of limited water and you're trying to water at 105 degrees, a lot of that's going to go up in the atmosphere. We want it to go down and nourish your plants, right? So comply with the even odd, the watering restrictions, and everybody can maximize conservation.
Where can people find this information of just maybe helpful tips on how to conserve water, when to water, the information on their address, and you know those smaller details?
We have a very good website, El Paso Water. Go check that out, and it tells you everything you want to know about conservation, and even tells you some tips about xeriscaping. That's the native vegetation that looks beautiful and it appreciates the desert.
Awesome. Scott, is there anything else that you'd like to add or let people know about this time when it comes to the river? Everybody gets excited when there's water there.
Yeah, so we're excited the river's here. When we watched the river come down, there was like 20 of our new best friends watching the river come. Some want to float down the river, some want to fish the river, and we want to use the river for our water supply. So it's an exciting time for us here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us. We're really excited about having more water. That's something that makes everybody happy. If you want to watch this community conversation over again and get those resources that Scott mentioned, you could just go to our website, kfoxtv.com, and click on the Community Conversations tab.